The rat race. A typical topic over here on this channel. With the declining economy and struggling job market, times are tougher for some than ever before. Well, let's break that down a bit and hear a few different perspectives on the matter. And if you personally feel like you relate to anything in this video, or you just simply like content like this, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts and opinions below, and subscribe to see my daily uploads, or that I try to upload every day or bare minimum multiple times a week at 12 p.m. Central Time. Now let's get into the video. Now, a great way to start this video off is by this, video right here saying, imagine I can buy 8 hours of someone's life with these, a $100 bill. For most jobs, even if you make $15 an hour, if you work 8 hours, you're making about $100 after taxes, maybe a little bit more, depending on where you work. Hopefully you get tips, maybe you can add on to that, but most people don't in the majority of jobs. So it's actually pretty crazy to think about. You can really buy you can buy someone's day with just giving them $100. It really doesn't seem like that much. It doesn't seem like all that much, does it?
Too many people fucked up. You ask them. Go ask anyone. Dad, why do you work for Casey's Plumbing? Well, son, one day I realized that I fucked up and I needed to make some money because it was time to move out of my parents' house and I'd never done anything with my life before.
Wow, that sounds really dark, but I feel like a lot of people can probably relate to that, whether they're a plumber or a retail store job or anything I'm probably going to be doing here soon. But to be completely honest, some of these opinions in this video are probably going to maybe stir some pots. They might get some people in their feelings, but I think it's just good to hear different types of opinions and just hear what people have to say, because let's be honest, some people can get pretty aggressive with how they think, but it is good to hear different spectrums on the chain, But honestly, I feel like a lot of people just work because they have to, not because they love it.
So I had to find a job, and now I'm at Casey's and I don't make enough money. Now I'm in the fucking rat race and my life is fucked, son.
Rat race.
I'm going to tell you to do the exact same thing because I have no clue how to do it any other way. And you better believe in my fucking rules, son, because my house, my rules. Then you end up in the shit cycle as well. That's how people's lives go. 90% of them.
I wonder why so many young
90% of people just waste their lives away working, making someone else rich. At least that's the concept of the rat race. Now, to be honest, I think if you do make the majority of the pool of people, it does take a lot of people to keep the system going. And you could say we are just all cogs in the system, but how do you feel about that? Do you feel like your job really matters to society, or are you just one of those people that just keep it running and you feel like you never really signed up for it? Because that is a lot of people, I feel like, these days.
people don't trust the system. It's because this is America 2.0. Brainwash kids for 8 hours a day until they're 18. Tell them they have to go to college and go 100K in debt or they'll never succeed. Make student loan debt unforgivable, more expensive yearly, and yet their parents' tax dollars go to those same schools.
See, that's the thing, is when you get into high school, when you're in elementary school, middle school, they can definitely brainwash you in the whole college thing. And throughout the my entire life of high school, through 9th grade to 12th grade, they were shoving college down my throat. And me being a poor kid, when you get to high school, you realize you're a poor kid and you see how other people live, and you don't really notice it. Like, your normal is your normal when you're a kid, but once you grow up and you see how other people can live, there's always someone worse off than you. But at the same time, you kind of see where you're at. So I never thought it would even make any sense for me to just get out of high school. I never had any debt in my life. I'm just going to jump into getting 20 grand of debt every semester or whatever. I don't understand that. So I think she does have a point here, what she's saying, where it's like they really do kind of shove it down your throat. At least in my high school did, where it's like, if you don't figure out what you're going to do for college, you have to go to college. You're kind of a loser. Now, fair enough, you can start off making $15 an hour for most jobs, at least around where I live, and then you can eventually work up to manager. You can probably get a decent salary of like 50K, or even 60K, which is not great, but it's okay for around where I live for cost of living. It's going to keep getting worse and worse, let's be honest. And just from being like a manager at like a McDonald's or a Target or something like that. So there is other ways other than college, but they're never ideal, but it's still possible.
Make it illegal to have unpaid internships where you actually learn rather than just theorize. Pressure the top performers to go into two of the most uncreative jobs out there, Wall Street and consulting, or idealize startups that will require sleeping on floors, racking up massive debt from VCs so 1 out of 10 of them can end up on the cover of Fortune, then get mad at them for not working hard enough and quiet quitting when they can't afford houses, they hate their jobs, and their loans keep.
I was quiet quitting for 6 months to a year before I quit my last job. And honestly, it was beautiful. Honestly, I almost wish I was able to quiet quit for longer, but this might not be good for future employment, but to be honest, it's not looking too hot anyway, so I might as well just be honest with the world.
stacking. If that doesn't keep their heads down, then send them to war in a foreign land. We have to fix America 2.0. That's why kids don't want to keep playing this game.
How does it happen that on issue after issue, the American people, the working class of this country, want something, nobody pays any attention to it, but billionaires want something, and it gets done? And that has to do with a corrupt political system. So
it does kind of seem like that, though, right? You know, the more people make a big fuss about it, the more it gets addressed in the debates. But then once people actually get the opportunity to do something about it, it never really gets brought up at all. So I don't really think it matters what side you're on. We're all just kind of screwed.
Right now, if you are the Koch brothers or some multi-billionaire, you say to the leadership of the Republican Party, and in some cases to the Democratic Party, hey, guess what? We're prepared to put hundreds of millions of dollars into your campaign. Hundreds of millions of dollars coming from one or two people. And here is my agenda.
9 to 5.
The real truth about 9 to 5. Now, this guy's opinion might stir some pots, is what I was saying.
Or that are in the tradie life. Right? It all comes with consequences, and you have to understand that. Because simply, that's the path that you chose to go down. Forget about your dream car. Forget about your dream house. Simply because you're doing the same thing as everyone else. Alright, you need to think outside of the box. You need to do something that is out of the ordinary, that not every single person is doing. As bad as it sounds, but as real as it is, you need to bring more attention to yourself. Because when attention comes, that's where money follows. I know for a fact that you don't want to be working that job that you're working right now. And I also know for a fact that you would love to be driving your dream car in your 20s.
Okay, maybe I just don't understand. I don't understand why everybody's so obsessed with cars, like their dream car. I understand a dream house because, like, you need to sleep somewhere at night, and you obviously everybody wants like a decent amount of space or like a nice bathroom, whatever, to be able to wash up in. But I don't, or kitchen, you know, because food's important to people. But I don't understand why cars are such a big deal. Like, if you just have some sort of transportation, I know people have a judgment against the bus, but if you get where you need to go for the cheapest buck, I don't understand the problem. I'm a big fan of the scooters, of these like new like electric scooters. I think that's an amazing touch to society if you live in a city, but I know it's not possible for everywhere. You have to kind of be city bound, which I am a city boy, can't lie.
And spending your 20s the way that they should be spent. Not working your ass off every single fucking day for $30 an hour. I'm just 19 years old and I'm currently well and truly on the way to financial.
It's always young folks who did it quickly, who feel like they know everybody else's story. You know, they really think, I'm not saying he's necessarily wrong, because I mean, this might be how his mind is, and probably grow up and think a little differently, because that's what happens when you grow up. I probably felt the same way when I was his age, but I was not anywhere near financially free. I was working a dishwasher job and being a fast food runner. But I honestly trying to do a apartment when I was living with three other people and multiple animals. So me being the fourth. So I don't really understand how people can't put themselves in other people's shoes, because I'm not saying not everybody has the chance, not everybody can work their ass off and get somewhere, because it really is what you do in your 20s. You work your ass off. Everybody does that in one way or another. But the fact you can't understand not everybody has the same accessible opportunities as other people, that kind of just gets me a little bit shook and confused.
Freedom, and mark my words, if I'm not a multi-millionaire by the time of 25, I've done something wrong. It's all about the path that you choose to go down.
I've done something wrong. That's how a lot of people think. They have to be multi-millionaire by the time of 25. I'm currently 25. I have but $2 on my bank account. And I'm supposed to get paid tomorrow from this YouTube stuff. I'm so grateful that I'm able to do some of these online ventures, because, you know, it's come really full circle. My entire life, I'm 25 right now, my entire life, ever since I was 10 years old, I've wanted to be a content creator. And now, as a full circle moment, this content shit is really all I got going for me. So that really is the full circle of being a creative, I think. And I'm blessed and stressed. But let's continue this guy's random thoughts.
If you want to be the same as everyone else, then that's on you. You just have to face the consequences that
same
comes
as everyone
with.
else?
So if you classify yourself as someone that's outside of that box, comment the word mentor down below and I'll reach out to you.
Alright, I'm sick of that guy, to be honest. Now, as much as I need the steady income, I'm not super thrilled to be hopping back into the job market. But don't get me wrong, I was never naive enough to ever believe I could just coast off of hope and blessings. But the grind is real, and the rat race seems to be just as real as well. But yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters, to my channel membership supporters, and to everybody who just watches these videos and supports me on the channel. If you want to like, comment, and subscribe, you can comment your thoughts and opinions below. I usually try to reply to the comments. I do read every single one. And sometimes throw them at the end of these videos, so you might see your comment in the future video. If you do subscribe to my Patreon, you can talk to me personally. You can DM me personally. There's like lowest tier is $1. And if you want to do the lowest tier of the channel memberships, it's $3. You can check these videos out early before they release to the public. So yeah, I do appreciate all your guys' support. These videos will always remain free here on my YouTube channel, and I plan to continue pumping these out as much as I possibly can, because I really do love doing this shit. So I will see you in the next one.